Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Talks with Tasha. I am your host, Natasha, and I'm so excited to get back on here talking, grooving. Episode 8 is going to be all about your inner self versus your outer self. The definition of inner self is a person's true or internal mind, soul, or nature. So, let's say you are very ugly inside. Very negative, very mean. You talk bad about yourself. You talk down to yourself. You're not nice to yourself, right? But on the outside, you're so beautiful. You've got it going for yourself. You are everything in a bag of chips, right? In the end, what is going to shine more? Your exterior, what you look like, or who you are as a person, who you are as an individual. So I've talked a little bit about this before on one of my episodes, but being healed and working on yourself and what's within you is something that is so important and not talked about enough, I feel like, because I feel like society has a way of showing us that what's outside and what's the exterior is so much more and so much better than what's inside. I could be so beautiful. I could be the most beautiful girl in the world on the outside. You could see me and be like, God, she's beautiful and this and this and that. But you could meet me in person and be like, wow, she's such a trash person. And it is true. And I've met people like that. And it's so sad to see and to think, but it's true. You meet people all the time and they're not who they're cracked up to be, who they portray on social media, or who they portray to be in person until you meet them and it's like, oh, you're a fluke, or you're not who I thought you were, or who you showed to yourself to be. And I think that's what healing your inner self is all about. We have an inner child, we have an inner self, we have a soul, we have, something within us that matters most, in my opinion. Healing all the inner parts of yourself gives you an unexplained freedom. And what I mean by that is when you learn to heal yourself, to learn yourself, to protect yourself, when you learn yourself, you grow as a person, you grow to be this beautiful individual that people see, that people experience, because again, we're all experiences and we're all human, right? We're all people that learn on a regular basis, that make mistakes on a regular basis, that do things on a regular basis that not everyone's going to like, or not that everyone's going to appreciate or enjoy or want to get to know more of, right? But something I've always been proud of is how far I've come in my healing journey. I was a very insecure, very self-centered, very angry person. And you'd be like, what? But I couldn't portray that because nobody likes that. And I had to fake the funk. I had to pretend I was one person when really inside I was this completely different person, which meaning I was angry, I was sad all the time, I was depressed, but on the outside I was happy-go-lucky, nothing was wrong, and slowly but surely it catched up to me. You move differently when you learn to dedicate time and energy into trying to be the best person that you can be inside and on the outside. So when I started my healing journey and healing myself for myself, I grew to become a better me all around. So not only was I beautiful on the inside, but that showed on the outside. Because if y'all didn't know already, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I wear my emotions on my face. I care, I love, I do all these things, and it shows. Healing the inner you is so much more important than ever trying to heal the outside, the exterior of who you are, because you can put on all this makeup, you can do your hair, you can wear the best clothes, the most expensive clothes, you can do all these things, but if you are not right within yourself, inside of you, none of that's gonna matter. You could be the most beautiful person and none of that is going to matter. It's all going to go to waste because you're sitting around trying to be someone you're not, right? Or trying to feel something that you don't, or believe something that you don't believe in. And I think it's so much more important to heal that part of you. I feel like it's so important to heal mentally than it is to heal physically, because your mind is so powerful and it's so mind blowing the way that works, because I could be so healthy on the outside and have nothing wrong like I do right now. I could be the strongest individual ever and whatever, right? But if I'm not strong mentally, if I'm not strong within myself, within my soul, what is the point, right? Because in the end, the mind works in mysterious ways, but it works so much harder than anything else. If I tell myself that I'm not shit, that I'm not beautiful, that I'm not this, that I'm not that I can't do this, I can't do that, guess what? It's gonna be true. I could sit up here and talk negatively all day long, and I'm going to believe it, because that is what's coming from within me. That is what's coming from my head, my mind, my soul. It's what I'm going to believe. Being mentally strong, being mentally there is so important, and to be mentally healed. Because if you're not, what's next? What are we doing? How are we going to pick up a guy? How are we going to make friends? How are we going to live our regular best selves, the best of days, when we can't mentally be there for ourselves, right? Self-healing is one of the best things you can possibly do for yourself. I've been doing it for well over 4 years, and it is a learning curve. It's a day-to-day, it's progress little by little. It's something that helps your overall mood, it helps your day-to-day life, and I think it's so important to do that than to do anything else. You could go to the gym every single day, you can be the strongest person in the room, but again, it all goes back to your mind. It all goes back to how you're healing yourself and taking care of yourself, protecting yourself. Taking on a positive and constructive attitude is so much better for you than taking the easy route and talking negative and talking down to yourself and saying you can't do this and you can't do that. Because don't get me wrong, I do that all day long. But then I'm like, Natasha, you can't do this. Natasha, you are going to do this. Natasha, you are going to get out of bed and you are going to get this shit done, right? Today, I literally could not even get out of bed, and I'm like, I have this to do, that to do, that to do. There's no way I'm going to do it. No way I can do it. And I gave myself 10 seconds. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get up. You're going to get the things you need to get done. And I did. I cleaned my entire apartment. I deep cleaned. I did loads and loads and loads of laundry. I got it done. Because again, your inner self is so much more powerful than your outer self. When I was going through my self-healing and doing things to make myself feel better mentally and even physically, I found ways that I knew were very healing and very calming and very protective. And something that I learned to do was meditate. I sat down 5 minutes every day and I would listen to meditating music and just breathe. That's all I would do. I would say affirmations here and there, but nothing stood out to me until I sat down every day for 5 minutes and meditated. Self-love is another form of self-healing. It's another way to transform your inner self. I think it's so important to give yourself love every single day. And doing that goes with self-care, taking care of yourself, loving yourself, protecting yourself. I think it's so important. Even the littlest of little things, like today I'm going to choose to wash my hair. Today I'm going to choose to go on a walk. Today I choose to take myself out on a date. I have found a new joy in doing things by myself. Whether that's going for a walk, going for a smoothie, listening to music by myself, reading by myself. I found it so therapeutic and so beautiful that nothing else mattered. I think as humans, we believe that our consciousness controls our day-to-day life, when in reality, that's our inner self. That is what guides us. That is what we almost always tend to listen to. To heal our inner selves means to look within ourselves and analyze who we are, our personality, what we believe in, what we trust. It's so important to have these things figured out in time, because we have different stages of life. We all do. We all go through grief. We all go through love. We all go through heartbreak. We all go through everything, right? We all go through all of the above. And it's how we react. It's how we choose to learn and grow and value the things that we value. And that's what makes us us. And to go through things is to learn and to progress and to become who we're destined to become. I say this all the time, but God does not put us through things that we're not meant to go through. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens in divine time, right? I think people come in our lives for certain reasons, for certain seasons, for a period of time, and that's okay. I think it's how we react again to everything that happens to us, within us, around us, that will shape and teach us and help us grow within ourselves, inside of us, and on the outside. So I think all in all, it's so important to never forget about your inner self and your true self, first of all, who you are as a person on the inside versus the outside. Who you are on the inside is so much more beautiful than who you are on the outside, what you look like, what you wear. Don't ignore that inner you. Don't forget about that inner self and how that inner self needs to be protected and loved and taken care of. Thank you so much for coming back to another episode of Talks with Tasha. I am Natasha, and I am so grateful for every single one of you that's come back for another episode. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I'm so, so happy to have another episode out. Peace, love, and happiness to all of you beautiful people. Goodbye.